All right, kids, gather round, sit down, and relax. I'm going to tell you my story. It's a story that
Ooh, 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 ooh.
you already have questions?
Yeah, but what kind of story is it?
What do you mean? It's a story of my life.
No, yeah, we get that. But is this going to be in order? Like your birth till now?
Well, I mean,
Is there a theme to the story?
yes, of course. The theme is the theme of hope.
Yeah, but hope through what?
Quite frankly, I didn't expect this many questions from children.
So are we listening to your memoir or your autobiography?
It it's damn it, what is it? All right, what's up, everyone? Dillon back again, former best-selling author of nonfiction books such as Breaking the Charts and The Happiness Gap, current co-creator of interactive comics called The Tales of Bestunia, where we help young kids tap into their imagination and creativity. Thank you so much for the support you've been showing me in the comments and the love you have for what we're creating. But today, we're talking about what you want to create. I'm working with selfpublishing.com, and today's topic is you're looking to tell your story, and which avenue should you take? Should you take the avenue of autobiography, or should you take the avenue of memoir? So today we're going to talk about all things autobiography, memoir, and which one is going to be best for you to get your message out to the world. But before we dive into today's video, you know what I'm going to ask? Like, subscribe, click it. They do these little icons like right here. Maybe I'm touching it. Click it so you can be up to date whenever we launch a new video to give you information to help you get your message out to the world. That being said, let's get grooving. So, first things first, you are writing a book and you want to write a book using your own story to help the readers learn a lesson or take something away once they put the book down. First off, kudos to you. That's incredible. You've had to have lived an amazing life or get through some incredible experiences, extreme highs, extreme lows, and have the vulnerability and the courage to put that out to the world to help other people take something away from it. Kudos to you. Now let's just figure out the best way to get it out there. And when we think of getting our story out to the world, there are two paths. And I'm going to give you a third one for something to think of today, so you can walk away from this video saying which one is going to be best for me. The main two, though, we're going to talk about is autobiography and memoir. So the first thing you're going to want to ask yourself is, what do I want my readers to take away from my story? Do I want them to look at the entirety of my story from birth to where I'm at now and see the roller coaster I've been through in order, right? And if we're doing that, we're going to be leaning a little bit more to the autobiography side. You know, think of some of the great autobiographies in recent history: Michael Jordan, My Life, Elon Musk, A Long Walk to Freedom, Nelson Mandela. These are historical figures where I'm curious of, what has your life been like? Michael Jordan, walk me through your life from birth, where you grew up, to where you went to school, to getting cut from your high school JV team, to going to college at University of North Carolina, to becoming a Chicago Bull, to going through the ringer, to winning 3 titles back to back to back, to leaving the NBA, to go to the Major League Baseball, to fail, and then to come back and win another 3 titles with the Bulls back to back to back years. I want to know your story from start to finish, right? We're leaning more autobiography. Is that the feel that you want to give your readers? You know, take me through Susan's life from start to finish. I'm not here to be a Debbie Downer. There are some people that are going to listen to this and say, that is exactly me. That is exactly what I want to do. But I also want to be a realist. There is a good chance that if people do not know you yet, autobiography might not be the best course of action when telling your story. An autobiography is written similarly to how we would watch a documentary, right? Where all the facts and the timeline is spread across the screen and we're starting to see what happens first, second, third, fourth, fifth as we progress into the story. That's the feel of an autobiography. That could be you, that could not be you. Now, the other path that we can take when trying to teach a big lesson to our readers through using our own story is the path of a memoir. And with a memoir, these are more themes that you are giving across to your reader. Where the autobiography is the documentary, the memoir is the drama. It's the tale that we're going to tell. We can set it up almost as a fiction where we're writing this courageous story, the story through deep struggle. We think of books like Educated by Tara Westover or The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. A big one being Wild by Cheryl Strayed. I mean, it's the story of a woman whose life is just flipped upside down. She loses her mom, her family's scattered, her marriage is on the way of being destroyed, and she embarks, after just hitting rock bottom, she embarks on a journey into the wild, a transformative journey through nature and the perseverance to do something challenging in order to find yourself, right? We have flashes of where she's at now with her journey and then flashing back to her life, right? We're telling this tale. That is what we're thinking of when we think of a memoir. It's telling your story and maybe hopping around at times, but overall to give a big theme to the reader. Maybe you might be writing a memoir. So I'm going to give you 3 different parts to this video of ways to ask yourself, am I writing a memoir or am I writing an autobiography? And the first part that I'd want to give you, or the first question to ask you is, what is the main idea that I am looking to get across to my readers, right? If the main idea is, I've lived an incredible life from start to finish, and I'd love to tell you about it from start to finish, you might be leaning more to the autobiography side. But if you're trying to highlight a specific moment of your life, hey, you don't need to hear how I grew up, you don't need to hear about my college life, but what you do need to hear is everything came to a crash when I was 30, right? Or I did this incredible trip, I made this incredible journey, I accomplished X feat, right? Memoirs really look to capture emotions through these themes. In a memoir, we're looking to find universal truths through your specific perspective, going through a potential earth-shattering event or big life event. The way you viewed that event, the way you went into it, the way you experienced it as you were in it, the way you reflected on it, that theme, those emotions, those truths that you want to get across, if that's what's important to you, if that's what you're looking to get across to your reader, then you're going to be writing more of a memoir. So start to ask yourself, what is the universal truth I want my readers to take away? What is the emotions I want them to feel? What is my perspective? If me going through this versus somebody else going through this and what I gained from it, what is it that I want to share? If you're writing a memoir, start noting that down so these emotions, this perspective can come across in your writing. All right, the second part, or the second question to ask yourself, is how do you want to structure your story and really know yourself here? How do you think? How do you express yourself? Maybe you think in more of a linear fashion. You like to give people that documentary feel when you tell stories and say, I'll tell you where it started and I'll tell you where it finished. And you can come with your own interpretations throughout the journey. But here is everything factually in order, step by step by step by step by step. Did this, and then I did this, and then I did this, which led me to this, and it led me to this thought, which got me to where I'm at. And you need to know the entirety of the story and how I view it and how I portray it to really let what is needed to sink in, sink in. That could be how you think and how you want to express yourself. Now, a lot of people, from the people that I've spoke with, thousands of people that are looking to write a book, lean more memoir. So if you are listening to this and you're leaning more memoir, what I'm going to tell you is you do have more creative flexibility in writing a memoir. You do have the luxury to potentially skip scop through the timeline of your life, or even just zoom in on a specific point of your life to teach a valuable lesson, to share a valuable theme to your reader. When someone is coming in and writing a memoir, I tell them it's a lot like writing a fiction. You're pulling out similar emotions. You are just the main character. character, right? You're going to set the scene for us. You're going to have some inciting incident, right? Everything in your family shatters. Your marriage gets destroyed. Your family scattered. You lose your mom. And the inciting incident is, you know what? I'm deciding to go out into the wilderness and do something challenging. I will not come back from this the same way. That's your inciting incident. And you go off and you brave through the wilderness, and you're going to have what we call a slap one. You're going to hit rock bottom, right? Where you can learn valuable lessons, persevere, dust yourself off, and continue to push forward. And you're going to have a slap two. And then that's almost going to rock you again, but there's going to be hope, and you're going to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you're going to reach the climax of your story. Also, by the way, if you're watching this and you would like these fiction plot points laid out for you, throw it in the comments and I'll do another video on that. But if you want to get that theme across, if you want to get a little more creative with how you teach these lessons and how you put the theme across, then lean more towards memoir. And the third part that I'm going to give you, which isn't a question to ponder on, but it's more of a statement. From those first two questions, if you lean more autobiography or if you lean more memoir, the last thing that I would recommend for you is go and seek inspiration of books in that genre. Go read Nelson Mandela's autobiography. Go read Barack Obama's autobiography or Michael Jordan's autobiography, Elon Musk's autobiography. Whichever is going to give you a similar vibe to what you feel your story will also portray to your reader. If you're more memoir, go read Wild. See what Cheryl Strayed went through and what she has to teach. Two other ones, Educated by Tara Westover, right? Telling this journey and this story of restricted childhood to becoming a PhD. I mean, showcasing the power of not only the education system, but determination and making a future for yourself that you fully believe in. I mean, The Glass Castle, walking through an unconventional upbringing and showing the strength of family bonds. What theme are you looking to get across? Seek that in another memoir to inspire you to what you want to create. And if you're serious about writing your memoir, check the comments below and I'm going to leave you a free ebook, Your Journey, Your Words, a 3-step guide to writing your memoir. This ebook was crafted from selfpublishing.com's Author Accelerator program, and it's already helped thousands of people write, produce, and publish their memoir, their story, and their theme to the world. So that's it for today's video. We have talked about the two paths of the memoir and the autobiography and which one you should lean towards when getting your story out to the world. We've talked about the main ideas you want to share with your audience, why it's important to you, and how you want them to digest those ideas. And in that sense, we also talked about how you want to structure your book, whether linear or if we want to skip-scop around to give that fiction-esque story to really tug on the heartstrings of our readers so those emotions, so that main idea, so that main life perspective really shines through. And then finally, we talked about researching which autobiographies or memoirs really reached you and learning from them and what they portray so we can add that to our stories. I'd love to know if you're an autobiography fan or if you're a memoir fan, put your favorite one in the comments. I read these, just so you know. You'll see me comment back to a lot of you when you comment on here. Someone shouted out one piece in my last video. I appreciate you. I saw you, and I will continue to talk about them as much as possible. I did tell you a bonus. I'd give you the third potential path. This is the path that I took when writing my first book, The Happiness Gap. I told myself, hey, people don't know you yet, Dillon. You have had a different life. I lived in Africa, all throughout Africa and Southeast Asia for about 3 years of my life, and I worked with socially minded businesses, and I taught them different things, and they taught me different things about my life. They being the people of Africa, the people of India, the people in the villages that I would meet here. But what I said was, how could I find the theme of a nonfiction self-help book and then use my story to just color that theme? I knew I had something to teach and a lesson, and then I used my story to just add to the lessons of this. I chose the difference between external rewards and internal values and how we should be focusing on the latter for true happiness in life. And I added clips of my time in Africa and India into my story. Maybe that's you. Maybe it's not. Tell me in the comments below, what was your biggest takeaway? What would you like to learn more of? And do you want help getting your memoir out? If so, check the link below. And the last thing, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this with a friend, make sure you comment, and make sure you keep writing the message for the world to hear what you have to say. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.